Hello, it's Ryan from 2minutetennis.net, and in this video, I'm going to give you 3 simple tips for more power on your serve. Here's the first tip, is practice tossing forward into the court. I'm at home at the moment, so I've got a bucket. What's funny is it's a Home Depot bucket, and the saying is, let's do this. Where I like to say, you got this. You know, it's all about being positive. So I'm going to toss forward into the bucket. A lot of players, they toss as if they're trying to get the toss to just, go straight down into the bucket like that. That was a lucky shot, by the way. What you want is not the ball to go up and down like it's an elevator going up an elevator shaft. What you want is the ball to travel like a rainbow, where the ball arcs into the court. So if you are lacking power on your serve, a simple thing you can do is just toss more forward so that you're leaning, you can get the racket angled to be correct to help the ball go in the court. But you can practice this at home. So I'm going to practice tossing. Yes, and you can see that's quite a far distance, right? That's because I'm not contacting above the bucket, I'm contacting at the apex, and then the ball will drop into the bucket. So I'm going to be quite far away from the bucket, but let's see if I can get the ball into the bucket. Let's see. Oh, close. So you can see the ball is arcing. That was pretty close. Oh, nice one. There it is. Oh, that was so close. So practice tossing into the court. You can use a ball hopper, you can use a bucket like I just did, but practice getting the toss to go into the court. One thing you can do as a side note is you can toss with your arm going forward, if that's the way you like to toss to get the ball into the court. But one thing you can do is you can rotate at the beginning, it's called a J toss, and by actually pulling the ball back behind the tossing shoulder, it actually can make it easy for some players to get that toss to go forward into the court. Many players, they toss forward and they go like this, and they're like, wait, why is my ball going behind me? I don't want the ball to go behind me. Well, the way to actually prevent that is to turn and then get the ball to go into the bucket. All right, here's the second idea. Oh, you just saw my prop. It just popped out after the ball hit it. The second tip, you can use a hat on for this, or you can use a birthday hat, and I'll show you both of them. So get a birthday hat, and to get you out of the waiter's tray position, which doesn't allow the circular motion, wear a birthday hat and practice when your racket comes up, knocking off a birthday hat. You can use the edge of the racket to hit it, so your strings are facing down, so your palm is down as you make this motion. You're not gonna have to get your hand super close to your head. Your hand can stay far away as your racket passes in and hits. And by the way, when you wear a birthday hat on your head to practice serves, don't hold it, or don't wear it in the back like this, where the racket's gonna go this way. Put it quite in the front of your head, where it's like a unicorn horn, right? And that way, when you lean your head back, the cone is still up, or the birthday hat is still up. Many players, they mistakenly think that I'm asking you to put it here. And then when you go like this, you're like, oh, there's no birthday hat to hit. No, you wear it on the front of your head. And that way, when you are leaning back on the serve, it's still pointing up, and then you got to knock it off. So wear a birthday hat and practice the service motion, because the waiter's tray service motion won't do that. Now, you can also use a hat. So you just take a hat and you put the brim up a little bit, right? You just put the brim up a little bit, and then you practice knocking the hat off on your serve. And the last tip, remember, the first one is toss into the court. Second one is practice the racket coming in over your head. The last tip is to practice jumping forward on your serve. Now, if you're not someone who jumps, if you feel like you got bad ankles or bad knees or bad hips and you don't want to jump on your serve, then just practice leaning in and falling into the court. But one thing I can do is I can jump into the court. Why don't I use this box? So there's a box right here, this square, it's 12 inches by 12 inches, this tile here. On the patio, and I'm going to try to jump over that in my demonstration. So I'm going to end up hopefully in this panel right here. So I'm going to turn to pretend to toss into the bucket. I'm then going to knock off my birthday hat, and then I'm going to jump over. Oh, I did it. Good. So I turn, I toss into the bucket, I knock off my birthday hat, and then I jump in. You want to be getting your weight going forward. You want to be leaning and jumping and exploding up and out into the box. I do Zoom lessons every week with students all around the world. And just actually got off a call with a gentleman in Russia. And There are so many players I see who send me videos, not this particular player making this mistake, but I see so many from Russia, but there's so many players sending me videos and they're jumping backward on their serve. And that's because the toss goes straight up. So when your toss goes straight up and then you try to lean into it, the only way to lean into a toss that's straight up is to jump backward so that you're leaning. So we want to toss forward, but then learn how to actually jump forward and make sure that we aren't jumping back again, and then there's no way to, that's going to work with a toss that's going in the court. So practice those 3 ideas. Practice tossing forward. Come on. Oh, that was going to be the last chance I had in this video to do that. Get a birthday hat. Knock a birthday hat off your head and put it in the front of your head. That way when you do lean back, it's still pointing up, and you can make this motion, which is much faster than the waiter's tray, and then practice going forward, either leaning forward if you're not someone who wants to jump on your serve, or actually making sure you jump forward way into the service or in front of the baseline on your serve. You practice those 3 tips. There is no doubt you're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. You got this.